Hey you, it's Jess here and it's so nice to see you. Today we're going to be working on my July reading setup, but before we do that I do have a clip to put in from before, earlier, where I filled out some things in my journal for June, and then we'll come back and I will complete June off and then we'll get into actually doing July. First of all, it is actually that I'm filming this the 23rd of June and I'm not ready to do July yet, but I finished a book and I kind of want to put it into my pages and get it like sorted before I move on, just so, because I gotta remember these things. So I thought I'd leave this clip in because the videos, my usual monthly setups are like, I don't know, so short that I kind of wanted to give you a little extra and show you me like filling it out as I go along. So yeah, I'm really just gonna do the Light of All That Falls. I might not fill the rest out. Depends on when I finish these books. I finished the Light of All That Falls and I'm still working on my audiobook, The Fires of Heaven. I really need to knuckle down and finish that before the month finishes, and then I'm 30% through The Mad Ship now by Robin Hobb. I don't think I'm finishing any more books for this month. So I also think I'm going to put a little bit more decoration in here. Alright, we're going to do that in a minute, but let's first fill out The Light of All That Falls. So I'm going to tick this off here. And then I'm going to, I gave this 5 stars, I think. I gave 5 stars on Goodreads, and I didn't put that, I put it 4.5. I think I put it 5 stars because I feel like 40% of, so this is the third and final book in the Lacanius trilogy by James Islington, and I'm going to use blue for this one because I got the colors in the art. And they are very, they're very dense. They're very like the epitome of the fantasy, like, you know the joke where you're like, you meet Jibby Dobby Doboo and they went to Bilbubbly Bee and went to Gobbly Blue, and you're like, okay. They did that. The names in this and places in this book, I kind of like that. There's also like time travel, there's like different timelines, there's characters who have multiple names and people refer to them and themselves they refer to as multiple names. It gets very confusing, but and 40% of the third book, the first 40% was kind of slow. I don't have my diary with me, my daily planner to fill this out yet, so I will leave that one. And the second book was on my 20 books in 2026, but not the third one, so we'll continue on. But I finished these other 2 books, that's 2 of them from here, that'd be good. Alright. Yeah, so I got slow, and then, but I think the point was that we were really building up to the, like, obviously it's the last book, so we have a lot to tie up. There's a lot to build up to like the final things. And I think it ended really well. I actually really enjoyed a lot of how it ended and where our characters went. And then the epilogue was just, oh my gosh. The epilogue was so good. I cried 3 separate times in the epilogue alone. And I was reading this in bed in the dark on my Kindle, lying in bed, and my pillow was soaked. I was crying so much at the end. The epilogue was just, they were happy tears. You know, it was also bittersweet and sad. Oh my gosh, if you finish Lacanius trilogy, you probably know just, yeah, the epilogue is, the thing with James Islington, he knows how to finish a book. Like the first 2 books have amazing endings. The first book especially is mind-blowing, the ending. Sorry, I have some glue on my, glue residue on my nail. But, oh, that epilogue, oh, it got me in the feels. And I don't even know why I did the third cry, because it was just kind of like a reveal and kind of like, it's all coming together and it makes sense. But I cried about it. I was emotional. The Light of All That Falls. It's a long title. 5 stars. Yeah. So, Echo of Things to Come, I gave 4 stars. And then I can't remember what I gave the first book. I guess I read it last year. But yeah, highly recommend if you want a bigger fantasy, a denser, more epic fantasy, then it's worth it. It was really good. But yeah, just the ending. Just the epilogue got me so bad. But I thought, overall, I feel like I did enjoy the way the characters came together. I'm trying to find it on my list here. It shouldn't be hard. I'm blind. Anyway, here we go. So now I've finished the Lycanius trilogy. I did read you probably know James Islington from his Hierarchy one, which is Will of the Many and Strength of the Few so far. I think there's going to be only 3 books. But I've already read Will of the Many, but I think I have to reread it now. I decided that I wanted to finish Lycanius before I properly go into Hierarchy, so I'm probably going to reread The Will of the Many before I read Strength of the Few. Just because, yeah, I need to get back into that world after being heavily invested in that world. I don't think I ever wrote it on this page. These are sort of like my extra books that I have available to me. I will say I much preferred it as a book, like digital or physical, over the audiobook. I wasn't a huge fan of the audiobooks. Even though it was Michael Kramer, is that his name? He does like all of most of Brandon Sanderson's as well, but I was just kind of really tired of his voice. I'm like, I've had too much Michael Kramer, so I just need a break. So I did prefer reading the last book, as a digital instead of an audio. So that was my 30th book of the year. Can't believe it. I'm doing much better than I thought I would. Even though I don't have a lot of books, number-wise, in the past 2 months. But that's okay. We got 30 and my goal is to read at least 40. So I'm definitely going to go over that and I'll be happy. We've already got L here, so we got to fill that out. So I think this will I'm still finishing up those 2 other books, but it's probably going to be my book of June. And the second book was my book of Feb, so let me get out my other journal to see what I thought of the first book. This is my first journal here. The Shadow of What Was Lost is the first book, and I gave it 4 stars, and that was on my 25 books. 2025. When did I read that? The Shadow of What Was Lost, I read it in November, and I gave it 4 stars. So overall, I think I really enjoyed it, but I think in the end, the ending was landed. It stuck its landing. It's lovely. I haven't stopped thinking about it. So we have my summer bingo here. It's definitely over 500 pages. I think it was 800 pages. So I think I'm going to fill this one out for this. 800 pages of love. Anyway. Am I going to use an orange? I got kind of orange here. I've also got greens. I'm going to use a crazy green. I might use an orange first. Just thinking about these summer colors, my stickers here. I'm going to use this crazy bright orange because it's summer. Summer for me in Australia, and I think Finland too. We consider the start of consider season starting the 1st of a month. We do it calendar wise. So 1st of June was the official first day of summer in my mind. So we're doing summer bingo. Love that. And hopefully if I can finish Fires of Heaven, I'll have a yellow-orange cover. And I think I'm going to actually put The Mad Ship as a book you've avoided because I loved so this is the second trilogy in the Realm of the Elderlings by Robin Hobb. And I loved the first trilogy. I love the Farseer trilogy, which is so funny because I see so many reviews saying they prefer this second trilogy, The Live Ship Traders, over Farseer. But oh my god, I was obsessed with Farseer, and I'm not really enjoying Live Ship Traders, to be honest. I have been avoiding it. I had not a nice physical time reading the first book because there's some stuff about like enslavement, which really, it's a really, I don't know, it really makes me feel sick inside, enslavement. So, as it should, because it's horrible. But just reading the character go through that, I was just like, no, I had to literally like skim read those pages. I had to get out of there fast. So I felt kind of sick reading that book. And I really don't like most of the characters. I'm struggling through it, but I want to continue because I like Robin Hobb. I loved Farseer, and I know we go back to Fitz after this, I think. So I want to get through it. Because that'll be my yellow-orange book. That'll be a book I avoided, and that'll be it for June. So I will come back in a very split second. It'll be a while for me in person. Well, like a week or so before I come back. But I'm gonna go and I'll be right back in a second for you to actually finish up June and start and actually put July together. So thank you so much for spending this little bit of time for me filling out the other parts, talking about the book I just read. I know I don't really do a lot of that in my reading journal videos, but I don't really enjoy doing like the writing of reviews and stuff. It just doesn't bring me joy, and it hurts my hand, and it looks ugly because my handwriting. So I'm going to try and do this a bit more, like put in these clips of me updating the journal so you can see a bit of that, and I can give you my thoughts, my fresh thoughts about the books. But yeah, if you want a big, epic fantasy, if you loved Brandon Sanderson's Stormlight, if you loved Wheel of Time, or even if you didn't love them but you want something similar, I'd say The Light of All That Falls. The Lycanius trilogy, The Shadow of What Was Lost, is really fun, and you have some really good characters. You have a really great female character, main character. It's kind of like four main characters, some youths. You have Ashalia, I've already forgotten the names. You have Weir, you have Davian, and you have Caden, and you really see them through the whole, like, 3 books. And the twists and turns and revelations and time travel and dimension hopping and all kinds of, well, not dimension hopping, but it's kind of still time travel, but it's kind of weird. But anyway, it's really, really fun. There's really cool magic. Some politics, Weir is mostly a politics character. Charlie is just like the best. I love her. So definitely check those books out if that's something cool for you in a big, epic fantasy book trilogy that's done. There you go. I say that's good because I feel like it all leads up to a really satisfying place, but I feel like it's not all like, not everything's wrapped up, and that's great. Like, the world has to continue on, but you get a good send-off, a good payoff in the end. So I'll stop mumbling and I will see you in a second. Alright, now that we have the first part of June done, I'm just going to go back through and update some things. And I did fill out my daily reading for June, and I actually read every single day, so I was pretty proud of myself. But I did read 3 gigantic books, so it was a busy time. I just wanted to get the books done. Just, show my markers here. So I do need to put in my scores for my other books. So first, I finished The Mad Ship by Robin Hobb, which is the second book of the Live Ship Traders, and I gave this one 3.5. I think overall I did enjoy it. I did enjoy it more than the first book, Ship of Magic. But I really, really loved the Farseer trilogy, so in comparison, it just wasn't as good in my opinion. I feel like a lot of people have an opposite opinion of that. They much prefer Live Ship Traders over Farseer, but I liked the different direction, but I'm still enjoying it, and I'm definitely going to be reading the 3rd book in the trilogy. Also finally got done with The Fires of Heaven, the 5th book. I think it's book 5. Yeah, book 5 of The Wheel of Time. And I gave that 2.5 stars. I enjoyed like the last 10% was interesting. There's like bits and pieces here and there, but overall it was a lot of people complaining about the opposite gender to them, just over and over and over. I'm like, okay. And you just had to sort of take out the bits of story that were actually happening. And there was quite a lot of story that I just felt, I was like, okay, that's fun, but I don't know if I need 900 pages of this, you know? So I'll of course be continuing on with that, but those are 2 of my 20 books in 2026, so I'm almost done. I only have 1, 2, 3, 4 left of this, and you'll see that in July I've started reading Planetfall. So, and I plan to also do the audiobook of Elantris. So that'll be 2 more. I want to reread The Will of the Many before I do The Strength of the Few. And I started The Incandescent, like the first page, the other month. But I decided it's way more of an autumn book, so I'm going to save that for autumn. So it looks like I should be able to get my 20 books in 2026 done this year, which is very exciting. So let's have a look. I think I need to do something in here. So the second live ship trade is my series tracker. Do that one. You see I've already filled in Lacanius in the last one. I don't have a Wheel of Time tracker in this one, so I feel like there's no point at the moment because I'm not like actively reading all of them. There's still like, I don't know, is it 10 more books or something? So we'll leave that for now. So we marked that one off. And then do I need to mark any of them off on here? I don't think I wrote them down on here either, so that's fine. And I didn't color these in, so I'm pretty sure I'm up to 32. Let me open Goodreads just to double check. It's been a couple of days. It's kind of a pain, like, not to... I was, wanting to wait until I film this, but I kind of prefer filling it out by myself so I remember what I'm doing, but it is 32. Okay, so we're going to use pink here to color in 31. On my tracker, my Goodreads goal for this year is 40, so I think I'm on track for that. And then 32 is this color. Fill that in. All right. Then we have the Mad Ship. Nope, we had the Fires of Heaven. So no, none of those books add to the ABC challenge. I didn't print off June, what was my June favorite. I think my June favorite will be The Light of All That Falls. I showed you in the other clip. But I haven't printed off yet because I need to print other things. So we're going to the Summer Bingo. Obviously we did 500 pages. The cover that I was using for Fires of Heaven is very yellow. So I'm going to do yellow or orange cover. And what do I want to do with this? I was thinking green, because we have the green in here. So I'm just going to do the mint green. The colors are going to kind of be all over the place, but that is okay. I don't like have exact matches for my stickers here. So, the yellow-orange cover, and then the Mad Ship. So it was both a book I kind of avoided, but it was also actually set in summer. And I think I want to set it during summer. I could probably argue that I've kind of avoided Elantris because it's been like on my list forever. And it's like the first Brandon Sanderson book. And I've read like all of his others. So I'm going to put that as Elantris, I think. And I'll do set during summer. Shall we do another orange? Why not? Why not? Remember, summer also... So it's July and August will also be part of the summer bingo, so I might get some more. I'd have to look at my collection for published last year. The Strength of the Few would work for that, but as I said, I want to reread The Will of the Many. So if I reread The Will of the Many and the read Strength of the Few in like 1 month, I guess we'll see. It depends on how long the Elantris audiobook takes me. So now I'm going to get over to June and finish filling this out. I'm going to do pink here, just trying to bring colors in. So this was 2.5. And this was We might as well go back to the green. And this is 3.5. So do a little half star in here. Super easy. I should say, technically, I finished Fires of Heaven on the 1st of July, but I decided I'm going to count it for June because it was a 900-page, 36-hour book that I had 2 hours left on July 1st. So I said, screw it. I'm going to put it in June 30th because I think I deserve it, okay? Leave me alone. So I'll take them off here as well. So I got, I think I did this off camera, but I did fill in more of this page, so it's a bit more full, because I only got those, technically 3 books read. Arrows Fall I finished like on the 1st of June, and it technically did count for the previous month, so yeah, I think that's looking great. Here's where I am doing July. So I'm currently reading Planetfall. I'm going to start the audiobook this week for Elantris, and then I think after Planetfall I'm going to read Days of Shattered Faith by Adrian Tchaikovsky. Oh, sorry, Planetfall by Emma Newman, Elantris by Brandon Sanderson, and then Days of Shattered Faith by Adrian Tchaikovsky, which is the third, is it the third? No, the fourth book, wait, of the Tyrant Philosophers series, which I've fallen in love with. Where is that? Okay, it's the third book, but the fourth book came out this year, or it's coming out? My gosh, I've got all my different pages. Oh, I didn't put it in my reading log. I'll go back and do that after. You don't need to see me write it out in the reading log. Okay, where the heck is it? I glued so many pages together. It's hard to see where the anticipated releases was. It's right at the front. Gosh. Oh yeah, it came out in Feb. Okay, yes. So, Days of Shattered Faith is the third book. So there's a 2.5 novella. Third book, and then after that, I can finally buy the fourth book. But those are what I'm going to put into there, and then I picked that one too because, first of all, I'm loving the series, so I want to continue it. But also, I don't have a D on my ABC challenge, so perfect. So those are my current TBR. I'm not sure what else will happen because I read 3 gigantic books last month, so we'll see how it goes, and it's hot, But I am going to plan with the Pride Beach set, both some reading journal stickers and the creative sticker pack from Scribble Prints Co. And I'm also going to put June in using these letters, the cute letters from Scribble Prints Co. And I know Pride was last month, June, but obviously I didn't have this when I planned June. I'm like, you know what? Pride is year round. So Pride is year round, and I purposely drew this art to be summery, so it's both like Pride and summer together, and yeah, I think it'll be really fun to have some more summery things. I do have another video with summery spreads coming out later, which I stealthily avoided showing you. So there'll be more summer spreads coming, but yeah, so we do have the ransom letters in here, but I just felt like the vibes of the cute letters would be cute, so, well, yeah. So I wanted to do that. So let's have a look here. I've got some more deco pages here and some torn. Then the creative pack here, you got the rainbow checklist, the Polaroid. Might not use the Polaroid because maybe it'd be fun to do the beach scene, and then maybe that. And I'll put the my TBR here, and then maybe my book covers can be on the sea and sand. Would that be cute? And then we'll put in a cute person, cute people in there. I think that'll be fun. So let's start by putting these back stickers down. because they will take a minute here. So if you're new with these large stickers, I just pull the backing up on the top, fold it over, and then I find it easier just to do it from the top underneath. And I don't actually like to put it all the way into the center, because the way that it's like folding, it can get a bit messy in the center and start lifting up. So I get as close as I can, and then we pull this down and we make sure it doesn't have any air bubbles as we go along. Alright, super nice. So that one is in, and then these ones, they're still A5, but she has like this top part with the label. And I just do the same thing here. And we'll put the beach scene in. Put this one in. So I hope all of you in the northern hemisphere going through summer are keeping cool and doing well. We finally have a little bit of heat here. Finland has not been hit by the European... Oh, that curled up. I think it's because it's a shorter page on the next side. That's okay. We'll just do some bending here so it sits a bit better. No, we haven't had much of the heat wave at all, although we've gotten a bit more warm weather the past couple of days, but not so bad. I was actually wearing I actually put pants, pajama pants and a jumper on earlier, but it's a bit warmer right now. It's just kind of like a still warm. So we're supposed to be getting like storm today, like thunder and all that, and we had like one crack of thunder earlier in the day, but then it became sunny, so I don't know. Well, the part that we live in Finland, like, barely gets hit by any storms or anything like that, so we are surviving. And yeah, I haven't even had the fan on today. Yeah, it just hasn't gotten hot yet. So I'm going to cut this, but there's a spoiler spread underneath, so alright, that is the two papers in. I think it's looking really cute once we start layering it up and put in like the TBR. And then how I do the letters, I'm going to use some of this as a paper. So I put these out because I thought I wanted to bring maybe the purple in, but I think all the other colors match from this pastel garden. So we'll see what we have here. We'll do the blue. Remember, we're doing July, Jess. July. Not doing the green. I think that's the main thing. So I didn't want to do the green. J-U. Then we'll do a purple for the L. And then I wanted to do, yes, we have a yellow for the Y. Well, I did have a yellow for the L, but that's fine. We'll do Y in yellow. Yeah, it's going to be very small, so I want to like layer or something. I'll have a look at some of this deco. We could layer it with a torn paper, just to add a bit more. Maybe if we do like, if we do it like that. And then we do this. Just testing it out. See what angle we want to do it at. Maybe I'll put it a bit further up, like so. And then we'll get the backing off the guest list, guest check. That I always turn into my TBR list. Yeah, hopefully, I know most other people are having a crazy hot summer, so I hope you're all keeping cool as you can. As an Australian, I would have to say my tips for keeping cool in summer, especially if you don't have air conditioning. One of my main ones is to get a hand towel or a towel that you would use at the gym, or a smaller towel that you can put around your neck. What you do is you soak it in just cold water, just in the bathroom tap. Just soak the towel in water, wring it out really well, then just flap it just flap it in the air or in front of a fan, and then put it over the back of your neck. So cooling, so good. Sometimes you just need, and then I even go to sleep with that. I don't even care. I find it extremely cooling and good. So that's a tip from me. The wet, cool towel. And as it gets like kind of warm sitting on you, you can just like I usually like fold it up to put it on. I unfold it, flap it again in the air, and then refold. And yeah, just continue on like that. So that's one of my tips for the heat, but maybe leave down below some of your tips for the heat. Love to know them. But yeah, we haven't brought up our air conditioner yet. We just have a portable air conditioner, but luckily we haven't needed it yet. So I have 2 more people that I can include. I was thinking like maybe this one because they're facing inwards, but I do also love this one. But I don't have much of a skin tone difference then. But maybe that's okay. It doesn't have to be every month. I don't know. I just like to, have a bit more variation. I'll put in this like the phone cover. I think that's cute. Even though a cover up may be somewhere I tick, we'll see how it goes. Well, I suppose I could always like put this underneath, or we can just cut it off. I'm gonna just cut it where it meets the sticker. Yeah, that worked out. Okay, I think I'm gonna put this person in. I do like them. And I don't do as many plus size people as I would like. So I think it'd be cute to include them in the spread. Maybe just put like the flower, layer that flower with them. We have some more flowers here. Maybe you can like layer that with the July. I think there's some little like flowers as well. Yellow ones from this pattern. Could be cute. Where did I put those stickers? Now, I recently got these just from like a local shop. I don't know if I want to put some of these glittery silver stickers in or not. We'll have to see. So I should probably figure out putting in these stickers as well. I think I have some rating. Yeah. A Scribble Prints Co. Stars version 3 in here. So I can put my rating in here. Maybe I'll put them like this, and then I think if I read some more books, I can put one here, and I can put one there, and I can put one down here. So I think that will be good. Yeah, I'm currently... So I will say, if you're looking for some fantasy summer reading, and you're interested in ships and pirates and stuff, I definitely recommend the Live Ship Traders from Robin Hobb. I don't think you have to read the Farseer trilogy beforehand. There's just some like offhand mentions of that trilogy. Like technically it comes after the first trilogy, but there's only just some offhand comments about it, and I don't know if it really spoils much. So that was really fun, and like the matchup is specifically set in summer. So they talk about it being summer during the book. So that might be fun if you're looking for a summery pirate read. I feel like I want this a little less crooked. So we'll just adjust it like so. Okay. That's so cute. But yeah, and then, well, the Wheel of Time is the Wheel of Time. I would say actually, if you're interested in Wheel of Time, obviously go for it. But it is huge. But I would say if you want something like the Wheel of Time, but that's shorter, it's 3 finished books, the Lycanius trilogy by James Islington. I just read in June the last book, The Light of the Falls. That's what I talked about. I should stop trying to repeat myself. I know I filmed that one not a little while ago, so I can't remember exactly what I said, but yeah. So ignore me if you've heard this all before. But I want to put like, I don't know. I don't know if this fits in here the way I want it to. I'm just trying to think if I want some stuff down here. I could do some like layering with some of these like torn papers. Even though it'd be paper on paper, I still think it'd be kind of interesting. Maybe with the blue. So I'm just going to pick the corner of this up. There we go. And then we'll put this underneath just to add a bit more interest down here. Alright. But yeah, so I'm currently reading The Planetfall and I'm really enjoying it. It's a sci-fi series that my partner picked up, and I want to. They've already read. I think there's 4 books in the series, and they've already read all 4, and they seem to really enjoy them. So I wanted to try out those books. It's about a colony of people who have. It's in the future, obviously it's sci-fi, but they've left Earth and now they live on a colony on another planet. And things are definitely not as they seem. There's a lot of, like, the point of view character that we have is hiding a lot from both the people they live with and also us, the readers, which I think is really interesting. I'm just like, what is happening here? And obviously slowly everything is sort of kind of coming out. And I assume we'll get a lot more stuff coming out. But they miraculously found coordinates for a planet, and they believe they've been told by God to leave Earth and go to this planet. So there is sort of this underlying thing of religion as part of it. Do I want to put this up here like the popsicles and just trim these edges off? I'll be back in a second because again I don't want to spoil the underneath spread. But they've had this colony for a while. It's pretty much set up, I don't know, maybe 20 years or more. So the characters are much older now, but they have really good tech, and we come into it sort of a random person on the planet has found them and has asked to join their colony. So I won't say any more than that, but it is really interesting, and I enjoy, like, it is first person present is how it's written, which a lot of books that I read aren't done in first person present, so I am enjoying that different kind of the different kind of narration there. I feel like maybe a lot of romance is in first person present, but not a lot of the stuff that I read normally. So is that all I want to do? I feel like I'm kind of happy with the way it looks with just some of these stars. Like maybe I want to put in some of this glittery silver stars. If they don't have a name or anything, they're just glitter stars that I found at an art store. So yeah, maybe I want to put in some glittery stars. Just some like smaller ones. Might look cute. Oh, okay. I can smell the plastic, I will say. They're smelling very plasticky. We'll just have a little bit of silver shine. They'll glitter a lot better not in my studio lights, because my studio lights are on and it's like darker outside, so we're not getting as much shine on these stickers as we could. But I'm sure it'll look really glittery and fun in normal lighting. So I got some of those stickers. They are stinky. Plastic stinky. But I think that's all I want to do for my July. So I might just use purple. Whoop. Purple for my TBR. So you've already seen in June, I just put the sort of as much of the book name I could put in here, then the medium, and then I tick it off when I'm finished. But obviously then I also do the star rating. The purple kind of just, it looks fine. It doesn't look perfect, like super purpley, but that's alright. So Planful, Digi, Elatris on audio, and I have Days of Shattered Faith on digital. So if I read any more books, I got another space here, another space here, another space there. So, but I kind of like how they're sort of sitting in the in the ocean drawing that I did here. I love seeing it so big. It looks so cool. I was so proud of myself and how I did the water this time. So I'm happy to see my art in here. It always makes me smile. But yeah, that's everything. I guess I could quickly write this in for you so it's not incomplete. Alright, there we go. I put those in and now I've finished one page of my reading log, which is very exciting. So this is how July turned out. I'm super excited to work on this and see how many books I can get read. I feel like Planful I can get pretty, like I'm pretty far into already, so I should be getting onto Days of Shattered Faith. But then what do I want to read after that? I'm not quite sure. I have the rest of the books for Planetful, so I might as well read those too, and how I'm feeling. Or I might pick up, because it's still summer, I could pick up Ship of Destiny off my wish list and get that one read. But yeah, I haven't really been prioritizing buying books at the moment, unless they're audio, because I have credit for audio. But otherwise, yeah, I think it'll be a fun little reading. We have, I don't know, it's Elantris is fantasy, I'm pretty sure. Fantasy, sci-fi, so my usual mix. But I hope you enjoyed watching this and catching up with my reading journal with me. And don't forget to keep an eye out and subscribe for more spreads to come. I have some summer spreads and some more things coming very soon. So I have summer spreads, but I also want to work on some book spreads here as well. So plenty more journaling to come. Otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. I love you. Bye-bye.